It's a good thing for the world that Nicaragua's here, basically because it's just a giant landmass of jungle, and that's great. You know, the city to forest ratio here is greatly in favor of the forest, and you can't say that for a lot of other countries, can you, China?
In this episode, we get in the saddle and head back in time to a local market in the heart of Managua, where anything can be bought or sold, and I pick up some hot chili peppers and a case of food poisoning that will leave me shitting like a seagull for the following week. Later, we pack up and head down to Granada for even more warmth while I try to manage my guttural impulses in the backseat of a car. We'll eat, drink, pet some animals, and navigate our way around old buildings and fruit stands. Stick around, folks, it's all coming up right now. So gather your neighbors and loved ones around the TV and take the phone off the hook. Put your screaming kids to bed and crack into a bottle of wine, because we're back for another episode of Vaans World.
Good morning. It's day 3 or 4 or maybe 5 of our trip here in Nicaragua. We're waking up in Managua again. We're staying at her mom's house, so she's kind enough to let us stay here. So, and it's in Managua, kind of. It's on the outskirts of Managua, so that's where that's our central hub, you know. All right, let me start again here. We just woke up. We're going to a market. It's called Market Huembes. And they basically sell everything from apples to radios, and it's just like a crazy little market. I don't know anything about it. I can't tell you anything about it other than the fact that it's a crazy local market, and it's not a very touristy market. So that's perfect. So that's what we're doing today. Tomorrow things change dramatically, but for today, just enjoy the market and let me know what you think.
The last time I was in a caponera, they were called tuk-tuks, and it was somewhere in the Philippines, I think. They aren't much different here, 3-wheeled death machines held together with duct tape and crossed fingers, but wildly enjoyable no less. Such is the way it always goes with things we can't have in our home countries. Market, you can find nearly anything you want if you look hard enough. Store owners were vying for our attention while others toiled away at their work, and I tried to keep myself from hitting my head on every fixture and ornament that hung from above. It's a deep labyrinth of random stalls that occupy an entire city block. Hidden entrances and hallways sprawl out from every intersection, lined with housewares and trinkets, spices and fruit, pottery and bootlegs. If you forget to look up once in a while, you might find yourself lost for the next hour as you try to retrace your steps past a repeating landscape of colors and materials. The sounds and smells create a dizzying palette of fresh and cooked food, of clanging and crinkling, of talking and yelling, and footsteps and flip-flops. Smart stall owners will recognize the weary look of tall foreign window shoppers and offer a merciful cold beverage and an ashtray for a couple of bucks. A mercy that I'm much obliged, by the way. What I like most about this place is that all the while you're shopping, you're thinking surely the black market is just around the corner. The grenades and car stereos must be just down this hallway. Excuse me, sir, can you point me in the direction of your finest anthrax, please? maximum market. You're not kidding. They sell everything and anything goes. Every country has their own market. So some of you have either been to one or are now living in a country that has these markets, but basically it starts with touristy trinkets that are a little expensive on the outside, and then it moves into the same trinkets but a little cheaper on the inside, and then it slowly dissolves into like local housewares and like flowers, and then spices and herbs, and then meat and restaurants. And we ate at some of those restaurants, and it's just maximum sound, maximum smell. It's an assault on the senses, really, but I love them. Like, these are always the best places to visit. You really get a lay of the country in these markets. But they're intense. No, thank you. No, gracias. Yeah.
Adelante, mi amor, ¿en qué le puedo ayudar?
¿Qué le damos, varón?
At some point, the market did turn into the black market quite literally, as the power went out and we found ourselves lost in a dark maze looking for sunlight and hopefully an exit. Okay, we're gonna do something a little bit weird here, and by now you may or may not know I'm kind of on this endless hunt for hot chili peppers, and so in that crazy market today we did find three different varieties. I don't know what these are. I'll show you an up close in a second, but these I suspect are just like Thai chili peppers, and these kind of look like ghost peppers, but we're gonna cut them open and taste them and see like how hot they are. And in preparation for this, we've got some Zambos right here. These look like, what, fried plantains? Oh, these are also spicy, so I thought maybe I would eat one of these in between the peppers just to like give my tongue a break in case it was spicy, but it turns out they're spicy anyway, so. Decently spicy, actually. Tasty. All the spices in the nose, it's like wasabi, but way spicier than I was expecting. Like, if you don't eat spicy food, you're not gonna enjoy these. But if you do eat spicy food, these are like, okay. Yeah, let's cleanse the palate here with these spicy chips. Those are tasty, but the spice level pales in comparison to what I just ate. Here we go. I think it's Thai chili. Ooh, they get spicy though. Well, my mouth is already on fire, so it's gonna kind of plague the next one. Like, I'm not gonna know how spicy that is, because all I have in my mouth is pain. I'll take this. A bit of seed, bit of flesh, a bit of skin. It's either not spicy at all, or it's being overcrowded by, or like overshadowed by the previous one. But it honestly just tastes like bell peppers. It's like really fresh, actually. Really nice flavor. It's like all the flavor of a bell pepper in this tiny little thing. Okay, well, let's go a little bit further then. This is just a nice snack. That night, after filling myself with very spicy chili peppers, I found myself running to the bathroom every 10 minutes to relieve a belly full of some terrible bacteria. Olivia got these miracle drugs from the pharmacy in the morning, and by midday I was confident enough in my anal elasticity to brave the journey from Managua to Granada.
We're in Granada. We just got here. And I had the craziest night ever. It's my first time ever getting food poisoning. And it is a 0-star experience. And you remember the spicy chili pepper comparison video that I just did? That was the exact moment where I started feeling terrible. But looking through footage, I figured out where I got this food poisoning. And there's a Coca-Cola in a glass, and it had ice cubes. That's all it takes. Some ice cubes, and it has kicked my ass. I've just been spewing this disgusting toxic venom from all of my orifices for the last 24 hours. And we were gonna cancel Granada, but I don't know, it's only an hour and a half away from where we were. So I thought I can make that car ride, and I do feel better now. So I'm just gonna take it easy tonight. Tomorrow, we'll have a great day in Granada.
Between bouts of self-pity, I went outside to take in the views of Granada as the curiosity began to outweigh the food poisoning. We'll be back, I promise you and myself. Both Leon and Granada will require further investigation. Next episode, we go down to San Jorge and catch a ferry to my new favorite place, Ometepe Island, which is really just two volcanoes stuck together in the middle of a giant lake with a small ring of habitable land surrounding them. We get on two wheels where we belong and hit the open road. The adventure continues, so tune in next week. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one, folks.